Right, guys, summer is finally here, and our friends at Manscaped, the leaders in below the waist grooming, have got you covered this summer. The Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to prepare that summer bod. They have built the ultimate grooming bundle for your summer grooming. Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accident. Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, the Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on-off switch, can engage a travel lock, and gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on when and where needed for a more precise shave. The Lawnmower 4.0 is also waterproof, so you can use it anywhere. Now that you have the most perfect haircut, use Manscaped's liquid formulations to keep that freshness. Most importantly, use the Crop Preserver ball deodorant to stay cool in the heat. With a soothing aloe vera formula, it's the best in the business for below-the-waist freshness, and this clear, drying formula will keep looking good while smelling good. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Wearing sandals with some nasty toenails during the summer months? Take a look at the Shears 2.0, a luxury nail grooming kit. This kit includes stainless steel nail clutters, tweezers and grooming scissors. With the Performance Package, your balls will be ready to impress, but make sure you cover the rest with the Shears 2.0. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code KICKINIT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code KICKINIT. Right. Part 2, no messing about. The main man himself's back, John Wayne PARR. We don't have to do all the introductions. Let's kick off right where we left off last time because everyone was loving the stories. We got up to the Contender Asia. This was like a groundbreaking thing, wasn't it? Because this had never been done before. It had been done in boxing, but never in Muay Thai. Yes. And I remember the boxing series. I used to love them, so I was so excited when they said, "Oh, we're going to do a middleweight contender," and they had all the best, like 70 to 72.5 kilogram fighters on the planet on them, didn't they? Talk to us a little bit about that, how it came around, what it was like. We're in the house. What type of fighters were involved in it?
Yeah, so 2007. I just finished fighting for K1. I was sort of freelancing here and there, and then the opportunity come. I think I got like a week's notice. The phone call rang. Hey, someone's pulled out because of an injury. You want to take their spot? You have to be in Singapore next week.
Well, why weren't you involved in it in the first place? I'd have thought you'd have been the first name that came to us. Is this because you were contracted to K1?
I don't know, no idea.
Really?
Just other people
I thought you'd have been like the first choice to be in there.
Yeah, because there was already Soren and Preacher, so so I don't know. And then it's just who knows who too, which always helps. And then something happened to somebody. So anyway, we all arrived there a week before we started filming. So then we'd do some pads, and we had to shoot intro, so we'll get our photos taken and stuff, and shoot the commercial, all that sort of stuff. So that was really, and so that was the first time I met Rafik. He was the French guy on the show. I'm not sure if you remember.
I remember him. Yeah. He was a bit of a character, wasn't he? Yeah.
Oh man, he was the show.
Yeah.
He was like, everyone just hated him. So we rock up to the hotel a week before. So and then one day, like you start recognizing people in the hotel. You look like a fighter, and everyone and then you all sort of congregate and you all start hanging out, and you meet in the foyer. So one day, one of the boys had a laptop, and then we're watching Thai fights, and then Rafik just starts. Now look here, fellas. When you're fighting the Thais, you can't show them any respect. You have to treat them just like they're just another person. Blah blah blah. So he's got this big lecture. Excuse me, mate. Just wondering, how many Thais have you fought? I have fought 3. 3. I was like, oh man, I fought like 30 of them. I've fought so many. And he goes, yes, but I have fought this guy, and this guy. So that's all. That equals about almost 30. No, it doesn't. It equals 3. Yeah. 3's 3, mate.
I wasn't sure if you were being a complete dick just for the camera, but clearly not by the sounds of it.
So the next one was so we had to do a day of doing photos. So we had to jump in a van. So we had certain people. So 3 people would go at a time, and then it was just me and him in the van. So we're driving to this photo shoot, and then the driver's phone starts ringing. So he's talking on the phone, driving away. So Refik's like, goes through his bag, gets a CD. He leans over the seat, presses eject, puts his own CD on, sits back down, because the guy's talking on the phone, he leans back over and then turns it up. And it's like, mate, what are you doing? The guy's on the phone. Like, holy shit. And just, yeah, from that moment, before the show's even started, I'm thinking, who is this guy?
Had you ever seen him
What's
before?
going? No, I never heard of him.
I'd never heard of him until that show either.
So his backstory was he had a few fights in France, of course. So he flew to Thailand. He went to Fairtex and then challenged Yachting. Like, I want to fight you. I want to put up 10,000 baht. I want to prove blah blah blah. So they fought, and then Yachting smashed him.
Yeah.
And destroyed him. And then so when he got on the show, his thing the whole time he was there was like, my thing is the rematch Yachting. I want to get my revenge. I want to show him. And then so when the show starts, and then I think we win our first challenge. It's like, oh, here's your chance. You've been saying you want to fight Yachting. He goes, no. I don't think I should fight this. I think I should save that to the end to build the excitement of it. It's like, no, man. All you've talked about the whole time you've been here is how much you want to fight Yachting. Now this is you. And it's like, no. I am the captain. I think this is like, oh, this guy. Yeah. It's just a bitch.
So how did it work then? Because if I remember right, you did challenges against each other, like physical challenges, and then the winners got to pick that one of their fighters from the winning team got to pick out of the losing team who they wanted to fight. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah. So when it first started, so what happened was the contract was your first fight you get 2,000 if you win, 1,000 if you lose, and then if you go to the second fight you get 3,000 if you win, 2,000 if you lose, and then third fight was 5,000 if you win, 3,000 if you lose. So by the time you get to the final, if you won all three, you've made 10 grand.
Yeah. And the winner was it $150,000 for the winner?
Yeah, but then if you got to the final and you lost in the final, you got another 25.
Okay.
So I ended up walking away with 35 grand.
Yeah.
So and back then that was like 35 grand.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was crazy money. But you only got 150,000 US.
Yeah.
So imagine how. So, but I wonder how much he got the keep.
Yeah, probably. What do you reckon? 50% or less. So talk to us about your journey through that. Then, did you end up fighting that Rafiq?
Yes.
I thought you did. Yeah. So talk to us about that, because talk to us about how you did you have a plan or anything going in there thinking, right, I'll choose so and so, or did you just think, you know what, I don't care, I'll fight anyone, pick whoever?
So you ever had one of those fights where you learn something, you learn a massive thing, you're like, never do that again. I learned not to be angry.
Yeah.
I hated this guy. Like, I wanted to really hurt him, like knock him out, like destroy. And then every single person from both teams, they wanted me to smash him. The cameramen and the sound guys and the producers, they're all tapping me on the shoulder. Dude, you got to get this guy out of the house. And then the whole of the world was like, bro. And then, there's no way. And I couldn't let him beat me. No way. And then, so I went in there angry. And then,
but this in the first round?
Angry, this is the whole fight. I was so angry.
But this your first fight in the tournament?
Yes. This is the first time. So we lost the first two challenges. So they got to pick. And then we won the third episode. So then that was our choice. And I just said, I want him straight away. So,
was your Tongue Clay on your team?
Yeah. So Rafiq, the day before we got to pick who we wanted to fight, Rafiq had a massive fight with Jabbar. Remember that one?
Yeah.
In the ring, they had
they were fighting in the house, weren't they?
Yeah. It was in the house, and then who else did he went downstairs and it kept going on. So they fought a couple of times in that little.
Mate, Jabba's fucking wild. He don't take no shit off anyone, mate. He just takes no shit. Russian, you can't act like that around a Russian, mate.
So our rooms were like a meter apart. So we had 8 guys in one room, a meter apart in the other room. It's like, what's this bloke gonna do when we go to bed tonight? This is gonna someone's gonna lock the doors. Yeah. But then when we won the challenge, he's like, I want to fight him. I want to do it. It's like, but you're so angry right now. It's not good that you're fighting because you're too it's too much aggro. So I'll fight him instead. It's better I fight him. I want to get him out of here anyway. And then so we ended up having our discussions, and then I ended up getting it. So Yeah, I was so happy to beat him. It was so cool. And then I beat him in the challenge too.
Yeah.
So it was a double whammy. Yeah.
Did he go on to make anything of himself after that, or did he just disappear off into the?
No idea.
Yeah, well, yeah, just
I
disappeared
think
off
he maybe
him.
a couple more, but who knows?
Yeah. So that was the first round of the tournament then. So you've gone through into the next round.
Yes.
Obviously, Yodson Cly was he was just getting known around that time, wasn't he, as the fucking one of the scariest ties around on the planet, wasn't he, around that time? So how did his journey go? That the first round, who did he fight?
Yeah, so I already fought Yodson Cly about a year before. And he dropped me in the second, and then just destroyed me for 5.
Yeah.
One of those. So you know how when we fight ties, we have the advantage with our boxing. This was the first time I went 1, 2, 3, 4, and he went slip, dodge, come back, bang, counter me.
Yeah.
And I go, there's no way. And then I try again and do it again. And I say, what? And then I had 14 pro boxing fights. He had better boxing than the boxers I fought.
Yeah.
His hands was crazy good. And so much power too. Everything hurt. He's left. So I fought him 3 times, and 3 times I had to get my arm X-rayed to make sure it wasn't broken.
Yeah, his left kick and his left punch was absolutely disgusting. Disgusting.
Crazy. Yeah. So he ended up fighting Preacher. We won the next one. I'll fight Preacher. So and then the first round was 1,000 if you lose, 2,000 if you win. So Preacher fought Yodson Cly for $1,000.
Oh,
I was like, screw that.
poor
And
Preacher.
His arm was like gone, and poor bugger.
Who did you get in the second round then?
So we did challenges for the first 4 episodes. 4 is it 8? Yeah, first 8 episodes, and then it was like random, like pick things out of boxes, and that's your thing. So I ended up getting Zedov second, and then with Zedov, when he came into the house, he was like a 24-hour replacement. Someone who got injured. Arslan, I think Arslan was supposed to be on the show, and then he had a plate in his forearm, and when we were training every day trying to prepare for the thing, one of the ties kicked him and he bent the plate, so he had to pull out of the show. And then they called Zedov in last minute. He was one of Ole Larsson's guys. He said, I got a crazy guy, he'll jump in for sure.
Yeah, he was fucking crazy as well, Zedov, wasn't he?
Yeah, so what he lacked in skills, he made up with his humor. He was a funny guy. He was a good dude to have in the house to keep us entertained.
I remember that because you did a big jumping back kick on him, didn't you? I remember that fight.
He'd only had 14 fights. I already had like 70 or 80 fights by then, and he'd only had 14. So yeah, he was just new. But he came from Ole's, and Ole said he had plenty of heart. Pretty new, but plenty. You'd have a crack.
Yeah.
And then, so his first fight, he fought Zach from Singapore, and then our first challenge was tying someone to with rope. So you got to run side by side on wet pavement that had just rained, and then they ran in Kamagatsa, and then Zach pushed his shoulder out, so then he had to get his shoulder put back in. So he fights Zedov first, and Zach was awesome. Zach was winning, and then the other shoulder went. So now he's got two. Now he's got 2 busted shoulders. And then so crazy. So so Zedov was still in the house, so I fought Zedov, and because I watching him train everything, you can see he was pretty new. So I just thought, this is my opportunity to shine.
Yeah.
So just try and do every single trick in the book just to entertain, because it's getting worldwide viewership.
Yeah.
So jumping knees, spinning elbows, jumping back kicks. Just you name it. I think I
wrote down a big list before fight. Going back to the corner between. I've done that one. What can I do now?
Yeah. So my thing was not to knock him out to round 3, just to let him shine for a couple of rounds. Because he was a buddy too, and I didn't want to just smash him.
Yeah.
So have some fun and then just take him out round 3 instead. So so that was okay. And then the next one was Jabbar. There was only 4 of us left, and then it was they had just went in order because we'd fought so close apart. We'd have to wait to whoever fought to go last again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's too close.
Can I just ask you something? How did this happen? Because Narapol and Yodson Cly were from the same gym, Narapol Fairtex and Yodson Cly Fairtex. How did they end up fighting each other so early? Did Yodson Cly choose him?
No, that was the one where you had to pick the things out of the drawers, and
Oh.
it just happened that those two got each other.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah, because
yeah,
they were from the they were from the gym mates, the sparring partners, and Yodson like absolutely destroyed him. I thought, oh well, they
yeah,
might make it into a bit of a spar, but Yod didn't play no games. He just absolutely murdered him.
yeah. It was a bit yeah, a bit crazy. I was in quarantine because I had chickenpox. I had to get quarantined. So I missed that fight because I was locked in a hotel for 7 days. Yeah, it was insane.
Oh
I
wow.
started getting a rash all over my body, and it just got unbearable. And the producers pulled me out. They checked me over. They had to put me in another hotel room again, in a room I couldn't get outside
Oh.
for 7 days. And then they did a big vote to see if the other players wanted to vote me off and bring someone else in. And luckily, all the boys said, "No, let him stay, let him stay." So I missed 2 episodes, and then I come back into the house again.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, luckily they let me stay. Otherwise, that would have sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So and then next one, yeah, Jabbar. So that was pretty close. That was a good fight. I thought I won pretty. You know when you win, you know when you feel like you've won.
Yeah.
And then but when the way they edited it, they made it look super close.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's like, hang on a second,
Yeah.
I
That didn't
swear in
happen
my
like
head
that.
that I was. Yeah, so and then we had the rematch here in Brisbane, and then that was crazy. That was one of the biggest events we had in Brisbane before.
Yeah, I
So
fought
then there was
Jabbar. I got set up in Thailand and got took down to Phuket to fight. And I got thrown in against
stop it.
Jabbar at 70 kilos. At the time,
No way.
I were only fighting at 140 at 63. And they went, oh, just get in there and fight. I fucking won. I don't know how I did it. I must have fucking pulled a
Oh,
fluke off. I dropped him in round one with a left hook and I went, oh, wow. Mate, but he hit me at one point with that overhand right hand he does, and it rocked my world. I was like, oh my
yeah.
God, do not let him hit you with that again. Because his technique wasn't great, but he was so strong. And he was
Yeah.
tough, so tough. Did you stop him the second fight?
No.
No.
I went the distance.
Yeah, he's so
Entertaining.
tough.
It was really cool. Like I changed my fight style the second time. I waited and let him come to me, and then I could sort of dictate the pace a little bit more instead of me rushing forward and being angry like I said I was before.
Yeah.
I took my time and more Thai style. And then because I was longer too, it was a bit more easy to keep my range and lots of left kicks and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've done the 3 fights, and then there's a 6 month break
Oh, what the?
between yeah.
Oh, I never realised that.
So now we've all gone home. So after every fight, everyone goes home. So there's only me, Jabbar, and Yodson left in the house. So then we do the post party. All the producers and Sam, we all go to the club. Woo! And then we all go separate ways. So then I fight Cosmo Alexander here in Brisbane. Win the WMC world title, and then this part sucks. My dad gets cancer.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So yeah, at the gym, phone rings. You see Dad. Hey, get it, Dad. What's up? Oh, bit of bad news. Just got the results from the hospital, and yeah, apparently I'm terminal. I got cancer. They can't do nothing. They're not going to give me any chemo and stuff. They're just going to do my pain medication. So I'll let that sink in, and then give us a call back when you're ready. I'm like, whoa, yeah, that came out of nowhere. So this fight is it. This is the Yodson guy. This is it's the last fight. I'll probably get to see me fight. So everything depends on me going really good. So I train like a madman. Or I'd fight Nintagan. You remember Nintagan? Nintagan from Mongabun?
Yeah, I remember him.
With Orono.
Yeah.
So I fought him 4 times. And he's a southpaw as well. So I wanted him to come to Thailand and Australia and replicate his style. So I got that southpaw with defense and counters. And everyone was going really good. Did that for 4 weeks. And then seeing dad and just watching him just disappear.
Yeah.
And then so fly to Singapore. We get there a week before the event to film all the lead up and the promos and everything else. And then because it's been 6 months, they've already edited it, and now it's aired. So now all the episodes. So now it's a live final. So everyone knows the characters, everyone knows the storylines, and then now it's me and Yod. So we had 10,000 people in the Singapore indoor stadium. It was the same stadium where one championship goes.
Yeah.
So got the and then representing the Aussie and walking out, me and Justin Glay on the stage. It was really surreal. It was really cool. And then yeah, apparently the show had like 500 million viewers across the world. It was just so big.
It
And
was massive.
so You remember Mark Barnett, who does the Survivor series and The Apprentice? So
Yeah.
it was his show. So he poured like millions into it to make it. Like,
I'm
such
surprised
a
it
big,
hasn't stuck around because I thought, like you say, it got a lot of viewerships. And it's an
oh, for
amazing
sure.
idea. And like with some of the fight, like if one championship did something similar, I think that'd be an incredible, like the viewing that'd get around the world would be unbelievable.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So what happened? So the producer of Mark Bennett, he was busy filming so many different shows that he said, "Oh, is there any Singaporean producers that want to take on this assignment?" And then everyone put their applications in, and one of the gentlemen who won it, so he did the show, and then yeah, I guess he wasn't up to scratch and didn't tick all the boxes. And Mark Bennett's like, I'll just do it myself, because yeah, given such a big project that somebody else is always and I guess he didn't like what he got. So the gentleman that had he cooked exactly the same concept, and then called it the Challenger. And then so yeah, now Jazzy's doing exactly the same thing that I did 15 years beforehand.
Oh
So
yeah, she is,
what a
isn't she?
what a buzz, and it's
Yeah,
airing now in Asia. They're up to
yeah,
episode
yeah.
5 in Asia right now.
Yeah, well,
So
I'm gonna come on to Jazzy and Jesse and your other son who
oh,
competes in BJJ later. But back to the final for Yod. Then, obviously, you had a lot going on in your
oh.
personal life and stuff, and that must have affected you massively.
So I also got an injury. So one of my best mates is a doctor. He goes into surgery and he's got his practice and he travels. And so a week before the thing, I tried to tick every box, and I got in a kettlebell training. And the very last kettlebell session, we picked it up another extra heavy. So doing the swings, and I've done something to my shoulder. Now I can't. I'm fighting. Must be my right shoulder. No, it was my left, because I couldn't left hook, and then fighting a
You
southpaw, you
need
got
that
right hand,
against the
left hook,
southpaw, yeah.
right hand, left hook. Now
Yeah.
all I've done for my whole camp is right hand. Now I can't lift my arm past my shoulder. So I pay for my mate to come to Singapore with me, and he gives me a local injection, a local anesthetic, 10 minutes before I walk out, just so I can't feel it anymore. And then
I'm going to take a short break to talk to you about Caldera Lab. Caldera Lab creates high-performance men's skincare products by combining pharmaceutical-grade science along with nature's purest and most potent ingredients. Kicking off their stellar skincare selection, we have the Regimen Bundle, a twice-a-day routine to transform your skin. Inside this bundle, you'll find the Clean Slate, the Base Layer, and the Good. The Clean Slate is where you start your day. It's a balancing cleanser that uses gentle plant-based cleansing, leaving all skin types exceptionally refreshed. The Base Layer is a nutrient-dense fortifying moisturizer that hydrates your skin and absorbs fast, leaving you with a matte finish so you can start your day confidently. The Good is your go-to at night before bed and clinically proven multifunctional serum that helps your skin look tighter and smoother, as well as to help reduce visibility of wrinkles and fine lines. As you age, you might notice more fine lines, wrinkles, and signs of aging. The more you neglect your skin, the more visible this could become over time. It's time to take control of your skin with Caldera Lab. Caldera also have the Icon, which is a rejuvenating eye serum, which is here to address the three most common skin concerns around the eye: fine lines, dark circles, and puffiness. Committed to transparency, sustainability, and excellence, Caldera Lab is on a mission to better men's skincare around the world, priding itself on clean ingredients and doing right by their customers and the planet we live in. Through uncompromising craftsmanship, exceptional ingredients, and rigorous transparency, Caldera Lab is here to upgrade your skin and confidence. For 20% off all products, please go to Caldera Lab and use the code KICKIN.
yeah, so we're walking out, and then yeah, I've already put Yotsenglai, so I knew what to expect, and he was just. So what happened? Yotsenglai a month before the final, he also took a fight in between the thing, and he lost. So just because he's sometimes a bit lazy,
Yeah.
you got fit Yod and lazy Yod.
Yeah,
Because he just lost. I think he got a growling about, "Hey mate, this is serious. You can't be underprepared. You have to." So he just come like Superman.
Do you know what? Whenever Yod turns up and you could see his abs, it was time to worry.
Ooh,
It was time, because
yeah.
sometimes he'd turn up, he'd be a bit fleshy, wouldn't he? And you think, he hadn't took it that serious. But when he turns up and you see his abs, it's like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I got that guy.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, and then the first round, going doing okay-ish, and then 30 seconds before the thing, he hits me with like this knee that just takes my soul, and then as I'm going down, I think he hit me with something else, And then I'm trying to hide it, but you know when you can't breathe and you feel like your rib cage is getting sucked. It's a black hole.
Yeah. Your soul
You
getting
don't want to make
sucked out of your body.
yeah, you don't want to make the noise either,
Yeah.
because you don't want them to hear that you're sucked in. And then the bell went, so I got 60 seconds to revive, and then halfway through the second, I think he's faked a left and come over the top with a straight left cross from Southpaw, and then just hit the deck. And then all I can think of is just got to get up, got to get up, got to get up. This is it. I can't stay down. I got to get up, just for my dad.
Yeah.
I didn't care, and if nothing else mattered, I didn't care if I won. But this is for last fight. And then so I ended up the third, and fourth, and fifth was not bad. I started coming back a little bit, third and fourth, and then the last 30 seconds of the fifth, guy started teeing off on me a little bit. But I thought I finished the fight. That was the main thing. And then go back to Australia. That got the fight on the laptop. I go to the hospital. So go and visit that after the fight. And then he goes, I'm in so much pain. So I'll take you to the hospital. So we go to the hospital, and we get the waiting room's full. So we get to the counter. So, I'm getting bad pains. I've got terminal. Yep, straight in. So I was like, that was, and yet one of those feelings where I think, oh man, I don't think he's going to come out.
Yeah.
I think this is it. And then I went there, and then the fight aired, and I had it on the computer. I took him up, and then he watched the fight, and then he gave me the pat. And he goes, "Oh mate, you can fight that guy 10 times, and you're never going to beat that guy. But I'm so proud of what you've done. That was cool. But you're never going to beat him." And then a year later, the opportunity came, hey, do you want to rematch him? And then like crazy fight, got the win. And then I went. The first thing I did was go back and I looked for my phone to give him a call. It's like, damn it. Yeah, one of those ones where but I was so automatic. Like I was so proud to say, you said I couldn't.
I did it, Dad.
That would have been such a cool experience to share with him.
Oh, 100%, mate. Can I just go? I want to go back to something you said there about like sometimes you ought to be a bit lazy and stuff. So no Thai whoever fights John Wayne PARR is ever going to like take it not seriously. Yeah. So there's some Thais who've beat me in the past, and then other Westerners have beat them and said, "Oh, well, I beat so and so." But you just said something, and I want to pick up on. That's not the same guy, because whenever someone's fighting John Wayne PARR, and nearly every Thai at my weight when they're training to fight me, they turn up shredded, ripped, in great shape, don't they? And then sometimes if they're fighting someone a bit unknown, they won't do that, will they? No Thai will have ever done that to fight John Wayne PARR, ever.
Yeah, I'm very lucky there. I got good relationships with so many Thais. So I fought Lam Songgan, and I watched Lam Songgan destroy people forever. And then all of a sudden you're fighting him. It's like, oh no. But I ended up dropping him.
I was saying, did you knock him out?
I went the distance, but I dropped him 3 times.
Yeah, you don't say
rounds. So, but one of those ones where you think, oh man. And then after the fight, we went hung out, and he was the best guy. He was like the coolest dude. You know, Thais are just so nice.
I was watching a video of him on Instagram, Lam Some Cram. He was choking one of his students out in clinch and then throwing him on floor.
And then because he's buddies with GSP as well.
Yeah.
I was doing seminars in Canada, and then I went to TriStar, and then he was holding pads for George back then. And then got to do some sparring, and it was fun.
Can we come on to that? Because obviously how did that come about then, you getting called out to go work with GSP? Obviously, this was at the time where he was one of the biggest names in UFC as well, and he took you out to go train with him and did you do a camp with him?
Yeah, so what happened was I got invited to go to Canada to do 3 weeks of seminars. So we started in Ottawa. So I stayed in Ottawa for the main camp, and then we started.
Were you with Sasha in Ottawa?
One of them was another time with Sasha.
Yeah,
that was another trip. I might so many gyms. It was hard back then. But so we started going around, done a whole bunch. So that when we left, so in Australia it was 35 degrees summertime, and I got there and it was minus 30 Celsius. So it doesn't make sense.
No, listen, nothing on earth will ever prepare you for that cold in Canada. I'll never ever forget it.
Yeah. I remember the first morning being in one of those morning restaurants where you had pancakes and there's maple syrup, no ice hockey on the telly. It's like, holy shit, I'm here. This is crazy. This is nuts. Yeah. So I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, run about. How did it come about with GSP?
GSP. So yeah, did the seminars, and then there was 2 days spare, and then with the gentleman that brought me over was like, hey, you a fan of George? So, I love George. George's awesome. Do you want to meet him? We can go to TriStar. It's only 2 hours from here. That'd be amazing. So they ring Faraz, who's the owner of TriStar. He goes, hey, tomorrow's Muay Thai sparring. Does John want to jump in and do rounds? And I was like,
You're goddamn right.
oh. So we rock up to the gym, and then so they were still rolling, and I'd never seen like proper high rolling wrestling jiu-jitsu before. And they're going through the room, and then you sort of recognize people from the telly. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit! And then they're so good too, just like eels, just like so professional. So that finished, and then they're all right, everyone warming up, grab your shin pads and your gloves. And then Faraz got a big board. He's like, all right, so George, you go with John Wayne. I'm like, holy shit. So, and then the first few rounds was boxing. So we're moving around, and then George is throwing something. So I thought, oh, have a crack. Next minute, I'm chasing him from one side of the cage, the other side of the cage. And then go with a couple other people. All right, now it's Muay Thai sparring. So I go back with George again. And then, so he throws like a lazy tee, and I parry, and that throws a kick, and I check. All right, let's have a crack. So then, he throws a lazy jab. I parry his jab, and I put my shin on his neck, and then I left it there. So I just put it there and just sort of took it, and the whole gym stopped. The whole just like, and then, so then we finished the spar and everything else, and when they finished the day, and then after everyone's done, I got the picture, the camera. Hey, any picture? He goes, oh, I just want to thank you so much for not knocking me out. Like anybody else that would have come in here, that would have been there. I knocked out George, but you just put it there. He goes, oh yeah, no, it's okay. I just want to show you that I could. Yeah, you just it's okay.
Yeah.
And so I went back to Australia, and then about 6 months later, I was on the computer. And then the phone rings. It's an international number, and then it's Faraz. He goes, "Hey, this is Faraz from TriStar. I'm just sitting beside George. Hey, we want to know, do you want to come back and teach George personally for 2 weeks? He's fighting Johnny Hendricks in 12 weeks. Hang on, hey Angie, can I go to Canada? Sure. Yep, no worries. so a couple of days later, I'm on the plane. And then I arrive in Montreal, and then George is waiting for me. Hey, I'm over here. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking George. So we jump in the car, and it's like, hey, man. And then we go to the hotel, and he goes, oh, so this is the hotel I like to keep Freddie Roach and all my other special guests. I'm like, holy shit, this is happening. This is so crazy.
That must have been surreal when he's got like Freddie Roach working with him, and you're there and doing, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, it was insane. So then he joshed me off, go rest. Next morning, he picks me up. And then we do I think I watched him train in the mornings with jiu-jitsu and he's wrestling, and then in the afternoons at our bedroom. And then his jiu-jitsu was crazy. Going to the so Montreal training at TriStar, and then after a week, just out of the blue, I think we're having breakfast or something. He's like, hey, you been to New York? So, I've never been. You want to go? Sure. Yep, 2 tickets to New York. All right, then. All right. So like a couple of hours later, we're going off to the airport. It's like, and then it was crazy. Is that a carton of beer? Is that a carton, sir? Did that happen last time with the phone as well?
It's my watch. So no matter where I put my phone, my watch, I can't put my watch on silent.
Yeah. So we go to New York, and then we're staying at the Marriott, and then the blue gym, the blue basement is only like walking distance away. So, and have I told you, George is a friggin' super duper duper star. Like I've met some famous people, but I've never seen. George has a thing with aliens. Like he would stay up all night just so he wouldn't have to go to sleep until the sun comes up. Once the sun comes up, he can go to bed.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. So he'd go out. He wasn't really drinking that much, but he just wanted to be awake and around people so the aliens wouldn't get him. So then every night we go to the clubs and stuff. And then,
is that true?
I'm 100% serious. Yeah, it was a thing. he'd stay up all night, and then the sun come up. All right, good night. Go off to bed now. And then so then he'd have a couple of his friends that be his bodyguards as well. So and they'd stand in front of us, and we'd just. And they're like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, and they're just bombarded with people. So one time we went through the fire exit to go through the special laneway, and then we go through the crowd. We get to our table, and one person says, "GSB." The whole club stops, turns, and everyone just walks straight towards us. It was like an avalanche of people. So then we had to quickly go back out, and then Joy's like, "Oh, we'll come back in an hour's time when they forget about it." And then we'll back there. And so wherever he went, it was just mayhem. He'd go to the toilet and he'd come out of the cubicle, and people were there waiting to shake his hand. He's, oh, you might, yeah. And then the first couple of days, I was so excited to be with him. Every time someone said, "I'll take it, I'll take it, I'll take it," and then after a couple of days, it doesn't turn off.
Yeah.
It never ever turned off. Like morning, lunch, dinner, and then every meal he'd get 2 mouthfuls. He'd jump up, take a photo. 2 mouthfuls, jump up. Then the owner would come out, the waitress would come out, the next table would come out. It was just like a prisoner. He was actually a prisoner of being too famous.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's no way I'd have that lifestyle. That would suck so bad. And then every time, like, if we're driving in the car, we get to a red light, and then people on the side, GSB, like every red light, it's like GSB. It's like, it just don't stop. Yeah, it was like too crazy. I feel sorry for him because of that. That would suck.
Right. So I'm going to pull it forward a little bit now because, listen, we're going to have to do a free part here because there's still so many. Honestly, mate, I've got loads that I still want to ask you about, so we're going to have to do a free part. I'm going to pull it forward a little bit. You got signed to Bellator as well, didn't you? And you had some pretty really high profile fights with them, didn't you, for Bellator? How did that come about with Bellator? Because I would always, because I didn't until you signed and it came up on in the internet and that, I was thinking, hey, Bellator do kickboxing. I never even realised.
Yeah, it was just a brand new thing that Coca came up with to try and because he was doing the K1 Vegas shows. He was all over that for ages, and then Angie used to fight for Scott when he was doing. She was the super fights at the MGM and the. Mirage, like the big casinos. She was like the super fight. So that's why Angie was so cool when I first met her, because she was like this big headliner fighting for the girls, and she was like the Ronda Rousey before the Ronda Rousey. Yeah, and then when we met, she just won Inside Kung Fu Magazine Fighter of the Year as well. So she won the amateur games. She was the first American to win a gold medal at the amateur games in Thailand, and then so
it's a shame social media wasn't around back then for these stuff, because Angie would have been a massive superstar on social media.
For sure.
You know, 100%.
So you want to hear a funny story about Angie? Holy shit, this one's a cool one.
Go on.
So this one outdoes you and me. This one.
Oh, I'm all ears.
So she wins this gold medal, and then they go back to Vegas, and Master Toddy speaks to the mayor, and they said, "Mate, and then the mayor's like, that's amazing. What we're going to do a proclamation." So it was a black tie event where they awarded Angie her very own day.
Really?
So she's got, I told you. She's got her own,
I'm not happy about this. I need to call someone in Leeds and say we need to do it.
It's crazy. So she got the certificate, she got the photos, went there with the governors.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and so 2001 November, whatever date it was, and then got to the gym. It's crazy. It's so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and every time I win a world title, she goes, "But do you have a date?"
Yeah.
Damn. So she's the head of the household.
Yeah. Until you have your own day, mate, you've got no fucking chance there. Sorry, go back to Bellator then. Sorry.
Oh yes, Bellator. So so fighting. So Hans Molenkamp. He was having.
He's a cool guy, Hans, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah,
he's the man. He's helped me so much since I think about 2008. He came to Australia, and then we said, "Can we do a PT?" And I didn't know who he was, and then made a friendship, and then ever since he's had me part of the team, and with his Triumph United gear and with the Monster gear, and yeah, he's especially when times are tough and surgeries and you can't make income, and then luckily Monsters come through and help support my family.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful. And plus, it's sponsored too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Where were we?
Bellator.
Bellator. So yes, Hansel. He put Scott on the phone. He's having, hey, do you want to start fighting on this new thing that we're doing? So the first fight was in Torino in Italy. So we're flying to Italy, and
That the head kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first half of the show's in a ring. So they've got like proper size ring, and then the cage is in the ceiling.
That's cool as fuck,
So
that, isn't it?
it was amazing. So that was part of the show.
It's like Hell in the Cell on
then,
WWF when the cage comes down.
So they do like 6 kickboxing fights, and then the part of the show was all the lights would start flashing, and then the soundtrack dun 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 dun. Then the cage would start coming down, and it just locked straight in, and then instantly it was ready to go. And then they'd have 6 MMA fights, which were all high level and really just amazing. It was so cool. And it was my first proper big money too. I think I was 40 US a fight back then.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I never made that sort of money before. And then so I ended up having the two Italian fights where I won both by stoppage. And then I was supposed to fight in Rome. And then a week before the event, I got an email from the promotion saying, hey, a bit of unfortunate. They've denied your fight license, the Italian, because of your age. The limit's 41 and you just turned 42. So unfortunately, we can't put you on this event. It was only a week.
What's the difference between 41 and 42?
I wanted to go Rome so bad too.
You should have just shown up videos of your last 2 fights where you knocked him out and went, well, this 41-year-old, excuse me.
Yeah, I just come off 2 knockout wins too, and then it was a outside door velodrome with the cage and the ring in the middle. It was like the greatest ever. It was like the show you wanted to be on. It was like, no, it was so good. And then so I missed that one. And then they kept me on hold. They put me on the shelf for 16 months. So I'm just like, any fights? Is there any fights? Is there any fights? And there's nothing. And then I had my hip surgeries in that time. And then I finally got a fight on Ryzen. So I went to Japan. It was a Bellator Ryzen promotion together. And then got rorted, got ripped off.
Oh, mate, I remember that one against a Brazilian.
Yeah, he's half Brazilian, half Japanese.
Yeah.
So he had three martial arts academies in Tokyo. So he sold half the show.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You can't.
I remember that. I remember speaking to Andy about it, and I was saying, "Did you fucking see Wayne's fight last night?" I said that was a scandalous robbery.
Because he probably sold so many tickets. I reckon that might have had something to do with it. They can't have his fight. So sometimes politics gets in the way of a result. But I thought, anyway, so that was the last one. And then, hip surgery. And then we had a young guy training with Rocky. And he got signed to 1. So we flew over for the first time. And the first time walking into the change room and seeing Mr. Chatri. And so I gave him a why. He's, John Wayne, I'm such a big fan. I've been following you forever. Da, da, da. I'd love to sign you to the company and give you a run for the world title, a 1 championship world. And I was like, whoa, holy shit, really? And then I hadn't had surgery yet. It's like, my hip's gone. I'd love the opportunity, but yeah, still my hip.
Was your hip just from years of running and kicking and just general wear and tear, or did you actually do it at one point and think, oh fuck, my hip's gone here? Or?
Yeah. So with my running, so you know what Thailand's like. So since 1996, I do usually 10Ks in the morning and 6Ks in the afternoon. So it works out 80Ks a week. So if I was doing a 10-week camp, it's 800Ks before a fight.
Yeah.
And times that by 150 fights.
Yeah.
Just gone. So is
that where you were from then? The running.
Yeah. And then double my Bellator money too. So let us make us an offer. So what are you making with Bellator? And it's like, whoa, holy shit. So the incentive, I went and seen a surgeon. He goes, I can have you back kicking in 12 weeks. So no way, really. I'll have you back fighting again. I was like, let's do this. So got the surgery, and then got in contact with 1, had the surgery. I can sort of walk now. I'm sort of training-ish. Is there any chance? Okay, so your first fight's going to be Nicky Holson.
Fucking it. They didn't ease you back in, did they? Do you know what I mean? Fuck me.
Damn it. So I've only had I was 9 months out of surgery from a hip replacement to fighting Nikki. And maybe
Yeah.
I'm looking back now. It's one of those wins. Like, what was I thinking?
Yeah,
That was,
yeah.
I could barely run. Every time I'd run, like because it's steel on steel.
Yeah.
Just yeah, just aches. And then I'd run one day, wouldn't be able to walk 3. I think that's okay. I'd run again, wouldn't be able to walk a couple. I'll try again. I was doing that every time. It wouldn't hurt. I'd try and run again. Felt fit-ish. But yeah, fight got stopped in the second. I thought I did. Besides the knockout, I thought I had a crack. I thought I was trying. I didn't embarrass myself. Just that Nicky was on. Plus, I was 45 and he was 37.
Yeah.
So big difference.
Even Nicky's still an absolute beast now. I watched him fight last week, and he was still He's still got the same tempo. He's still fit. He's still really strong. He hasn't really slowed down much at all recently. He's still an absolute animal.
For sure. I knew he had that spinning kick, but when I fought him, man, I didn't even see him spin.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's like when you fight someone that spins, I see that.
I see it coming. Yeah.
She'll be right. And then when he got me, it's like, whoa. And then as I was getting up, it's like, oh, shit.
The way he does it as well, because he did it against Cosmo, it's the fucking heel that lands right. He times it, and his distance is perfect when he does it.
Oh, it's so good and so fast. And then I just remember sliding down the cage. And then the second one, it was a good kick. And I went to jump up, and then Olivia Cross just jumped on me. No, mate, you're done. It's like, you know, when you get knocked down, you know that you're good, but you just just frustrating too, because this is the show. You want to make a, and then if you anyway. So then kept training, waiting for another fight, and then it didn't get nothing for a year, and then I was running one afternoon, and then my hip started hurting again. I messaged Mr. Chattree saying, "Oh, look, I think I'm done. I can't do this anymore. My hip's too much agony." He goes, "What about a retirement fight?"
Go on then.
You raise it.
Had you had that boxing fight in between this though with
I know I had the boxing fight. No, way back. I had the boxing fight before.
Monday, Mundine.
Mundine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mundine.
Yeah, I had that before. I had that just after the Japan fight. So I had the Japan fight, and then I got a boxing fight, and that was good because I hadn't had surgery and my hip was aching, so I didn't want to kick again. So I was boxing. This would be more relief on the hip. Oh, so you want to hear the hip story? So yeah, so the hip was gone. I just agony, could hardly walk. I got 2 cortisones. Went to the doctor, tried to get one more. I think I was a week out from fighting Mundine, trying to get one more cortisone. And then got the X-rays, taken to the place to get the shot. He's pulled the X-rays up and goes, "Oh man, no, this would have been about 6 weeks out, sorry." And then he looks at the X-rays and goes, "Oh, because if this is anybody else, I wouldn't give him this shot because it's just bone on bone. It's a waste of time. But because you're fighting Mundine, this is your last one. And then after that, there's nothing we can do. You're gonna have to get a replacement." So I got the thing. And then speak to the guy the next day, the surgeon. He goes, "Hey, looking at your scans, you're gonna have to stop running." So, "Oh, you don't understand. I'm fighting Mundine." No, you don't understand. Your femur head is so brittle right now that there's a good chance it might snap on one of your runs. That's like,
fucking hell.
Yeah, that sucks. And then
is that just because it was clunking on each other like that all the time?
Because there's no cartilage anymore. There was just bone on bone. And then, so once it does that, I Googled it too, but never Googled.
Never Google. You will die.
Because it can create so much trauma on the bone. You can get leukemia.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's rough. And then, and because that's getting more and more brittle, and then even the discoloration in the X-rays, it looked rough. But I was fighting Mundine, so it's like, So every morning when I was putting on my shoes, I'm thinking, should I put my phone in my pocket in case my femur snaps on one of the trails and no one knows I'm there, and the army crawl out, and so yeah, end up surviving. And then I'm thinking, well,
did you just carry on running the whole time then, and just
yeah, I did the 800 Ks again.
Yeah.
But it was such a big fight, and then the worst part was I'd get through training. And then just agony for like 3 hours. The bone would it was just bone pain.
Yeah.
And then just as the pain would stop, it'd be time to go to training again. And then I have to go through the whole thing every day for like 8 weeks, just like And then just on the table with my head, just couldn't eat dinner because the pain would be so intense.
At least you
And
make
then,
weight easy if you couldn't eat dinner.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where I thought, well, if my leg snaps, I've got an excuse to pull out of the fight. I don't want to pull out, but at least if it snaps, at least they can say I've got a legit excuse.
Yeah.
And then the fight happened. So my main thing was pressure.
That was a great fight. You did a right job on him.
Yeah, never box a boxer.
Yeah.
Because if I ever had to play this game, he could have taken me to school. But if I could just keep him on the ropes, then there was nothing. All I could do was cover. So my plan was just be fit, go hard from the first to the last.
How old were you here? Because the pace you set in that fight was absolutely ridiculous. Were you 42, 43?
Yeah, it must have been about 43.
Yeah. Because the pace you set, were it 10 rounds that fight?
10.
Yeah, because the pace from round 1 to round 10 was blistering, wasn't it, that fight?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then the most proud part was I was still throwing when the bell went after the 10th round.
Yeah.
You know what? Instead of playing the game, and that was probably my highest pay before then too. That was I ended up making 65 grand.
No, nice.
I got 50 grand for the fight, and then I made 15 from every pay-per-view sold. So I got a little bit of money on the pay-per-views as well. So 65. So and then one come to the table with their offer, and it's like, whoa. One's amazing.
I'm retiring.
Then,
no, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah.
So the retirement fight, and then Mr. Check goes, I said, look, because it's my last one. No, yeah. If we do a retirement fight, can I fight someone easy? He goes, no. Let's. It doesn't work. We don't do easy fights here. There's no such thing as easy fights in one.
No, there isn't.
It's only the best. But what I can do, I can give you a legend versus legend. So Edward Fulleryoung is the former champion. He's a superstar. I think he's a little bit older as well. He's coming off a couple of losses, so it's the perfect match. And then watching Edward's style, he was just a beast. Like so many spins and back fists. And
he had that MMA style mixed with some really solid power, though, didn't he? Because he could punch hard as well.
He had that Sanchu style. Where it's proper, like all heel, nothing but heels and spins, and he was tough to train for. But yeah, so that was a good, and then retirement fight, CMT style. I got to have the perfect, and then it was on the anniversary as well, 1X.
Yeah.
So out of every show you can fight on, you can never really say what show it is. But I'm so lucky that I can say I had my retirement on 1X because that one's so stands out from all the other shows that they've done in the past. So yeah, very lucky, very just perfect. So yeah, and then
you got the bonus and everything for that fight. Just talk what were it like, obviously, because that fight was absolutely mental. Because it looked like the him were on the wall early doors, but by round 3, if that had been one more round, you'd have stopped him, wouldn't you? Because you absolutely ripped him to bits in the 3rd round.
Yeah, maybe another minute. I reckon I was stopping.
Yeah,
I was. So yeah, got dropped in the. So what happened? We've done the intro, so we've all gone down stage. So we go back to the stage. All right, John Wayne, you've got to go behind the stage now. So, no, we just got back. I don't even think I had my shorts on yet. So I'm not ready. I haven't done pads. I'm not even warm. I know we've got to go. We've got to be at the rack right now. Oh no! So I quickly took my shorts on.
No wonder you fucking didn't get going till round 3 if you hadn't even hit the pads to warm up.
Yeah, it sucks so bad. So then, you know how far it is from the change in Singapore, from the change room to the walkway.
Yeah, it's about a 5-minute walk.
It's proper. So then, so I'm waiting there, like a little bit cold, even waiting for the thing to start, and then I can hear Edward doing pads down the back. But it's like, damn it! I wasn't smart enough to bring pads with me. I should have. You idiot! And then he's like, bah. It's like, So then we're going down. First round was competitive, and then just cold. And the second round I got dropped halfway through the round, which sucked. And then ended up landing a little bit of a flurry just before the bell went, which gave me a bit of confidence. And I sat down on my stool, and then my buddy Kevin.
I remember I heard the speech he gave you in the corner. This is your last 3 minutes. Yeah,
this is it. This is your whole career relies on this last 3. How bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Let's go. And then yes,
That was like some rockish moment. That like I remember at the time getting the goosebumps when you could hear what it was saying. I was like, oh fucking hell, wow.
Yeah. And then yeah, the final rounds come through, and then sorry, I landed a couple of little combos just before the end of that second, and I thought, I know I can get him, I know I can do this. So the round started, just pressure, and then everyone was landing and getting on the back foot, and then through that jumping knee, and then seeing he rocked, and then just going for it, and then really, really, really exciting. The crowd's going crazy. It was, and you know what it's like when the crowd goes on your side there.
Yeah.
And then I had the clacker, clack, clack, clack. And then the last few months we've been mucking around with the handstand kicks in the gym. And I thought, I had no intention. I had no idea. I was like, oh, why not? It's 10 seconds to go. Yeah, so my very last kick of my career was a handstand kick. So out of 150 fights, that was crazy. So very, very. And then standing ovation. It was really really get on the cage. Even though I didn't win, I jumped on the cage and.
I've always wanted to jump on the cage, but I'm always scared I'll miss and fall out the cage. I daren't do it. I just daren't do it, but I want to do it. I'll do it at one point, I think.
And then me and Edward embraced on top of the cage, and then it was just a really cool moment to share with, because he's a champion, a really nice guy.
Yeah.
We just you know what it's like when you have a really hard fight with someone, you have a bond with someone.
Yeah.
You like no matter what happens in history, forever we're gonna have something.
Yeah.
It just felt special. And then last one too. So that was my and then so I went back to Australia. And then a couple of days later, I get a thing saying, "Hey, can you be available for a Zoom meeting with Mitch?" And I was like, "Oh, here we go. This could be good. This could be good." And then Mitch got on the thing, and then you just won the 50K, and which is 80 Aussie Australian. So,
it's nice.
So ended up making 160,000 Aussie. Between for my retirement. That was a nice little. Usually when you retire, you get a watch.
Yeah.
I'd rather 160K.
Yeah, any day. Right, mate. See, I told you we're going to need a part 3, because in part 3 there's a lot. What I want to ask you about in part 3 was, obviously you've talked about one championship there, but you did the cage Muay Thai thing before anyone else. I want to go in depth into that, about how it came around, the fights on it and stuff, etc. Don't tell me off for not fighting on it and being scared.
you know exactly.
I know. I can see you, Tava. Don't tell me off. Don't tell me off. I want to go in depth in that. I want to go in depth as well about your as a coach, especially with your daughter. I want to ask you about your son doing his jiu-jitsu. He's going worldwide. Your daughter's now world champion in Muay Thai and boxing. I want to go in depth into that. So if you will give the viewers the honour of coming back for one more hour, mate.
Oh man, I'm so happy though. I reckon me and you should do a podcast together. I reckon between me and you, we could kill it.
Yeah, we should, awesome. Mate. We should.
And how lucky have we been to do 2 seminars together now?
I know, yeah.
2 different countries. As
well. I'm sure there'll be a few more of them before we're done as well, mate.
Yeah, I'm so appreciative of our friendship over the years. It's really cool. And then to do this is amazing as well.
Right, mate. Me too, mate. It goes, like I say, you've been one of my idols like your entire career, so this has been brilliant to get to sit down and chat with you. We will bring Mr. JWP back for one more, because everyone loved the first one. I'm sure everyone's going to love this one. So, the third one, we're going to cover CMT. We're going to cover your daughter and your sons and their careers and stuff, and just your career as a coach now in general, because obviously you've got Reese, and you're taking him to fight in one. You've got your own. You're running your gym and stuff. So I want to cover all them things as well. If that's okay.
He just re-signed with one as well. His contract was up, and he just re-signed.
Oh, so nice.
He's good to go for another 7, I think.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Right, mate. Thank you for that. Again, that hour flown, and we will all look forward to part 3.